about 4:30 in the afternoon. My wife and I were debating barbecuing outside, and then all of a sudden the wind was going from about 0 to 200 miles an hour. I didn't know what was going on. I grabbed my daughter, and my wife suggested we go to the basement. I agreed with her. 20 seconds later, it was done. It felt like a train came over top of us. Lots of banging, lots of smashing, glass breaking. Decided it was safe to leave the basement, opened the door from the basement, and I saw the sky. My entire roof just tore off completely.
And of course, in September, tornadoes devastated neighborhoods across Ottawa, and there is still a need for recovery. Joining us right now, we say hello to Michael Allen, who's the president and CEO of the United Way Ottawa. Hi, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
We also have Angela Bernhardt with us as well, the vice president of the West Carleton Disaster Relief. And it's good to have you here. I know you have a story to tell. Michael, obviously it's a busy time of year for the United Way. Congratulations, first of all, on the After the Storm benefit concert, which raised a whole pile of funds.
Yeah, it was also a lot of fun for those of us who were involved, but I think actually the most lovely part of the evening was just to see the couple of busloads of residents from Dunrobin, from Trendarlington, who came in that night, and they were in the front rows of the stands, and they genuinely felt like this concert was for them, and in fact it was. It raised money for them, but it also gave them a night away from the challenges that they're living every day, still to this day, in terms of the recovery. So it was wonderful.
I know over 170,000 people were affected, and Angela, so the situation, obviously, in different neighborhoods, well over 2 months later, what's happening?
Well, understanding that for people who had minor damage to their homes, there is opportunity to have things fixed over the course of now, before winter. But for people who've lost their homes, and there are, I think, 150 or 200 in the Ottawa area that have lost their homes. That's Ottawa total. Dunrobin is 53, I believe. The rebuilding won't start until the spring. So people have been dealing with demolition, which is a major thing, to come and see your family home completely gone. And so now they're getting into engineering reports and design and figuring out how insurance will work. It's going to be a very long process over the course of probably another year before everything is even close to back to normal.
And it's amazing because I know in the city a lot of people just were affected by a power outage by a couple of days. Dunrobin, other areas still doing so terribly. How have different organizations really stepped up and rallied together to help out?
Well, that weekend, of course, many organizations, the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, the food banks, they all stepped up to respond to the immediate needs. Actually, there's an outpouring of just about everyone who came, in fact, almost too much perhaps. But in the days that followed, what we felt there was an opportunity to do was to get all of those organizations together and begin to try and coordinate with the residents and the Residents Association about what their needs were as they emerged. Because as this recovery continues, it'll move from a disaster recovery and the crisis phase to other challenges. People getting back into their homes, restoring the physical infrastructure, the cleanup that's there. And frankly, there's a mental health component to this that is really beginning to weigh on residents who are dealing with this recovery every day. And so that's what this recovery after the storm table that we have, that people like Angela are around as well to keep us informed of what's happening on the ground. But that's what it's designed to do, to try and make sure that no one is left behind, no one's forgotten through the long-term process of recovery.
Okay, so Angela, I mean, that's probably it. How have organizations been getting together to help out with the need that's there?
Well, I think one of the best things about the After the Storm and the different organizations that are there is that it brings us all together. It allows us to get to know one another and to really leverage the strengths of different organizations, because all different organizations have slightly different mandates. So some are excellent at raising money, others are excellent at on-the-ground support, others are very good at long-term, the mental health aspects. So I think the opportunity for everyone to leverage their own strengths means that every dollar that is given to After the Storm is going to be used in the most efficient way possible. And as well, each individual organization is also raising their own money. So altogether, we're this fantastic team of stakeholders that are helping everyone the best way possible.
About 30 seconds left here, Michael. So as the holidays are here, I mean, how can the everyday person help out?
Well, there's always opportunities here, I think, for people to volunteer. I think the spring will present new challenges. And I guess we would just ask people to remember that there are neighbors, there are friends who are not back in their homes in some cases, or in some cases have a long road ahead of them. So be mindful of that. Offer that support if you can.
Of course, and more resources, information, it can all be found at afterthestorm.ca. Michael and Angela, thank you very much for being here today. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dylan.
Appreciate
Best
your time.
season to you.
Thank you. What is Digi 60? We'll find out next together on Rogers TV.